Welcome back! Let's get the energy going because it's going to be a tough day. It's going to be a tough video. And we have no time to waste. We are doing logic puzzles. As per usual, we got the fields, the stars, and clues by Sam. But it is Saturday, the second hardest day of the week for these. We'll see how we do. I think last Saturday was doable, or it wasn't. You know, one of those two probably. All right, so we have what looks to be a fields. Let's get started. Of course, this is a green because blue cannot reach. No way. So this is not green. How else would it reach? And it's not this blue. Right, so that means love it or hate it. It's Yep, there's no way. Oh no. I didn't even imagine this blue. That throws a wrench in the plan. We're gonna just have to do a little better. So we are going to have to do a little better than that. So, oof. Could this be a green? Oh my god, it's even worse because look at this. That seems mighty possible. Something like that, you know? That seems completely possible. Oh, not sure what's going on here. What else can we say besides the brilliant deductions we've made so far? The fact that this blue the fact that this blue can go all the way around to this corner and this green can go all the way around to the corner is very sad. Now let's look at the 6. We can't do that because you can't do this, you know what I mean? So that's one option we've ruled out. But my problem is it seems like there are many options that we haven't ruled out. Okay. I'm just having a grand old time here. So in this case, we're going immediately to the testing area. How possible is that? So we couldn't, oh my god. We can't do this for this 4 in this case. We can not do this. So in this case, this is certainly right. And this would be green. That would be green. It started with a guess, but And I don't even remember what the guess was. It was this 3, I guess. Doing a lot of guessing even when I'm talking about it. So, if this were blue, alright. One of these, like obviously that would be fine. Obviously. So this green could reach all the way around here, as sad as that would be. That can't happen. Oh, it could. This one feels like a guessing game one. Of course, that would have to be at least there. So this would have to be here. And that would be there. And that's impossible. Yeah, this is unfortunately not even close to like logic. Now apparently these can all be done with logic of various sorts. But like even then, it's not like I ruled out the 3. I just like made guess. They say you're supposed to make only one guess and then follow logic from that point on, so then you can rule out the guess. I just kept guessing for fun. I would love to hear. I'd love to hear where you all started. Yeah, I mean, my initial problem with it is that either, all right, let's try this. If the green made it all the way here, right? Let's just say, if the green made it all the way here, is that allowed? You can only go this far. So at the very least, you have to do 1, 2, 3. And these aren't guaranteed. That one is guaranteed. And it would have to be... so it's not... It can't. Right? Because if you do this... but maybe you can do something like this. Even like this, I don't think it can be done. Right? Let me walk that through and actually say what I'm thinking. You could also feasibly go like this. That's not possible. So this certainly, this little roundabout here in green, not possible because it traps the 6. So we've ruled out that. In the other case, it would have to go up here somehow. Is there any way to get 6 in here? Or you might even be able to do this. No, because... Alright, so that's not possible that way, so let's try this way. Is there any way to get 4 here? No. I don't think it's possible for the green to reach this square. That's the assumption I'm going to make now. Let me click a million times if you don't mind. It seems like I just keep it. Clicking seems to not undo it. I think this is blue. If we look, there's no way to make a blue go up here or here. We're talking about the infinite blue here. So we're doing certainly up here, no way to get through up there, no way to get through to the right. Still no options. And then once you get here, you have a few options. I am going to say that is as logical as we can get. Now we're doing the opposite of what we did in the green, and I'm hoping it works out. At the very farthest to the right, you have 2. So you need to fit at least 3 in here. That would make this blue. And this blue. This green. This green, this green. To get out, just to simply get out. This blue would have to get out. This would have to be green. So, and this would have to be green. You can't have both of them, so that's blue, right? Too many, yeah. Blue, that's green. Blue, green, blue, 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 green. You cannot add 2 more greens over here without blocking off the blue, so that one's green for sure. That means that's blue, green, green. That's green, blue, 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 blue. I actually don't mind where we are right now. Believe it or not, this would have to be green. This would have to be green. Yeah, I think we've actually logicked it out with this blue being sort of guaranteed in my mind. So now, let us think. Let's say this wasn't green. Let's say that was blue. There's no way to get the green around to reach here. That doesn't prevent the blue 4 from being 4. So I think this actually has to be green. Doesn't tell us much more than that yet. Whether or not this, check this out. So the green can be one of these 2. Either way, this has to be blue. And you can't connect it to the 4 because it would make it 5. So this is blue, that's green, that's green. This must be blue, so that's green and green. And you best believe that is solved for. This must connect, and it definitely doesn't go and block into 4, so that's a green. I think we can say I think we're doing it, by the way. I just have to do a little more thinking. But I think that we've logicked it out, which is very exciting for a Saturday. Let's imagine it was these bottom 2. That would mean green, green, green. Yeah, and we've done it. Check that out. That was a 14-minute, 16-second game, but it was perfect and stupendous. Let the record show. Very happy with that. I had almost given up there mentally. Once you mentally give up, it's only amount in a only what is it? Only what kind of time? What's the phrase? A matter. It's only a matter of time before you actually give up. Okay, but enough of that talk. We have another game to play. So let's look at this one. But let's not look too hard. These are not the shapes that I like the most. Okay, tell me something good. If this one's here, this one's here. Does that help us? It's too early to do that kind of stuff. This one. If this one was here, both of this one would have to be in here. So it's not that good. Okay, that didn't get us quite as far as I would have hoped. But, okay. Can we do something else? If this one's here, are we still good to go? Maybe. This one's here. Right, we already talked about that. I'm resorting to old habits. Okay, don't give up, he says to himself. Okay, so... oh no, I can't willy-nilly drag them because I have to double-click all the stars. Okay. So there's definitely at least one up here. Oof. You know, it's always interesting doing these. If there's one here, does that tell us everything? Not quite. There's one in here. I did it again. But let's roll with it. Let's roll with it. Alright, let's imagine one's here. And they say the trick is to twinkle it, they say. I would block off these. One would have to be in here. That would be here. I'm just thinking if there's a contradiction happening here. Yeah, I'm not seeing one. But then it couldn't be here. Sure, because then it would be here and not here. It certainly could be there, actually. There's a twinkling star, so we would know when to stop, in theory. Okay. I'm alright, so in my mind, this type of shape, like in the bottom right, was the clear one to start with, but let me double check if it's here. Actually, check this out. So if it's here, you're restricted to these three, so, right? Those would block off those no matter what. So we can actually do the same here. That one's blocked off. We cannot quite do the same here, but maybe that helps us. What if it's here? This one is free range. Okay, well that's 3. Okay. Yes, adorable. Could this be here? Yeah, why not?
That's all right.
What about what about this one? Anything we can talk about here? Are there big picture things that I'm missing? 1, 2. No. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. Very good. Yeah, no, if I could, I'd love to rule out these two, and then I could rule out a bunch more, because they'd be doing something spectacular. Additionally, I'd love to rule out this one. What would happen here? Alright, this is going to be the test one. If it was here, tell me more. It doesn't give us enough, but I really wish it did. I would love more than anything to rule out that one, but I don't think we can. What about... I don't want to go for a hint yet. But I am struggling here. And that's just something I'm willing to share because I feel like we've really gotten close over the past few weeks. I'm very happy that we have 4 excluded. That's got to be exciting for some of you new to the channel. But you'll notice there's 81 boxes in total, and we gotta deduce them all. I hope that it's not obvious. It doesn't feel obvious. It doesn't feel like there's something that people are gonna be like, oh, it's been there. We noticed it in 5 seconds. But you never know with this kind of stuff. Could it be here? Okay, let's imagine something. Could they both be in the bottom row? That would break off all these. They certainly couldn't. No, they can't. They cannot both be in the bottom row. Does that tell us more? Can neither of them be in the bottom row? I think that would be one in here, one in here, one in here. Yeah, it doesn't seem impossible. One would be up here, one would be up here. Ah, no, impossible. Right, because then you need two in here. Let me go back and make sure I didn't assume anything after that first thing. Alright, so here we are. Could they both be here? That is a test. That'd be one here, so not here.
Yeah.
Here it would be. Oh yeah. Oops, sorry. Once you get this position, you know that you can't have both of them here. So it has to be this one, and that rules out too many. Alright, so I'm happy with that logic. I hope that gives us so much insight. We need one in the bottom. And we need one not in the bottom. So the one that's not in the bottom must rule out this. Okay, a little anticlimactic, unless I can figure out more. Alright, so could we have, we have three options to check here. Okay, one must be in the top. One must be in the bottom. And then what? So if you have one here, you have one in the bottom. If you have one here, and you have 0 here, you would need 2. So you have one in the bottom. Check this out. I haven't figured out if it's right yet. You have one in the bottom. If you don't have one here, sorry, what was I saying? If I have one in the bottom here for sure, if I do have one in either of these spots, then I don't have one here. And it can't be here, right? Because you assume that there's one up here and that would rule out all these, and this one's ruled out. So it can't be here. Could it be here? Is this possible? If you have one in the bottom here, Sure, this could have. Sorry? I think that could happen. Okay. So you could have, all that to say, you could have one here in the bottom over there. Let's try it. Let's test if you couldn't. So if there's one down here, and there wasn't one here, let's say, there would be one in here. This would have to be right. If there was no one here, it would also be here. But we already said. Oh wait, no, sorry. Continue. And it could be any of these three. And it would need to be one here and one here. And this would have two, so it would have to be this one. And of course, either of these could work. And what do we do with that? I'm just playing it out. Can't be this one. Can't be both in this, so it would have to be this. You know, just because I don't have many ideas. Need one here, so it's not there. Need one here, so it's not there. We're just having fun. To be honest, or just to be clear, I don't think this is going to help us. It would be a miracle of luck. Ah yes, impossible, but that doesn't tell us anything. It's impossible because we don't have enough spots here. So let's go back a million steps. Maybe we'll ask for a hint. We'll call this a failure and then we'll ask for a hint. I'm not sure they will give us a hint. They didn't last time. This is what we have. Give me a hint. Oh, maybe we should try looking for rows, columns, or regions that are nearly complete. Which ones do we think that are? Which ones do you think that is? Alright, let's see. Can we have two up here? If we have two up there, we're looking at something along these lines. Oh, wait. Let's not act right. Oh, yeah, it is. Of course, we know this and this. Impossible. It's impossible. We cannot have two up here. Let's walk that through. Ignoring the positions. We can even try it over here. You know, or whatever. Making it the least disruptive, right? These are probably the least disruptive to the rest of the grid. That means both of them are here. So it's not here. We know that these are both pairs. So not here, not here, not here. That limits it to here and here, and here, and here. And one's down here, so from our last conclusion, so one's up there, must be this one. And then we can't have 2 here. So all that to say, I can't believe we found the problem so quick. That means one of these is, or we found a problem. One of these is a star. So those are wrong. Tell us more, please. So one's up here. Let's say we have one here and one here. Well, no, that's too much. Too much thinking. Too many options. So we know, was this possible? No. So let's see, one has to be, one but not more than one is in this box. One but not more than one is in these. So we have 2, so that means both. Right, so I'll give you the example. We have this and that, for example. Oh, this one could really be it, huh? I thought I was onto some big brain stuff. Okay, I was gonna say that we could rule out those 2, but that is simply not the case. Let's try this one. Is this possible? One and one. No matter, it's either this one and this one, or this one and this one. Either way, this would be incorrect. There's one down here for sure, one down here for sure, so not these. Tell me more. Can't be both of them. There's one in here, so not that one. So that means there is one in here, and one in here, and one in here, and one in here, so not this one. It would require these. This is all based on this one being right here. Have mercy. Can't be this one. We can only have these. Tell me it's not possible. Tell me it's not possible, please. It's looking possible. Oh no, it's not possible. Okay, I think we did all logic there, and it's not, it would restrict this too much. Let's go back, rule it out, and now we have the perfect logic for what I was hoping to do. Just give me 10 minutes to undo all this. No. So this one, impossible. And what that means is because we have one in this area and one in this area, in theory, just between the two. We need 2 more for the rows, or for the columns. So these 2, we can't afford to give up a star there. Tell me more. If this one's here rather. Alright, we already know that. So we're slowly making progress here. Is it enough? Of course, we could have like both of them here. That's fine. Okay, but I am very happy. can tell it from my smile. There's one in here. So that means there's one in here. Okay. How are we feeling, everyone? Everyone hanging in there? It's been 40 minutes. Holy moly. Time flies when you're having fun. Okay. We can't have both of them in here. Can we have neither of them in here? That would require this. And disallow this. Require this. Disallow this. Require this. Require this. No, it's not possible. We can't have both of them there. Right? So we can't have one up here and one up here. The other case that I think can be ruled out even easier than that is one up here, one down here. Yeah, it's simply not gonna allow it, right? Yep, not enough room. So that means we know that there's one in this area, there's one in this area, so there's not one there. Hooray. Let's say further, can they both be down here? No, of course not. So that means one of them must be up here. And we know that one's over here. Oh God. We know that one's up in this region, so this one is not right. They can't both be here, so one is in these two. That's perfect. And that rules out this. We have 1, 2. Yep, good. We're slowly chipping away, but it doesn't feel like the aha moment. Ain't that the truth? Did we just say, yes, we said they can't both be here, right? And in fact, can they be in the same row at all? Well, yeah, maybe. I forget. I think this is where we were. One here. Can we get away with this? Right, if this one's in the middle. We have one here, and that's the only option. The answer seems to be a resounding yes. Oh no. Would have to be like that. This song is not what I'm looking for. We'd have to go like that and that. This song is really grinding my gears. Let's undo it a little before I forget what I was saying. I think this is what I'm happy with so far. I'm so sorry. 30 minutes. I'm happy with where we are, but I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. We should double check this one. Can this be here? There are two options if this is here. One is this up here, which will require this one because of whatever happens up here. Which requires this, which gets rid of that, and that, and that, and that, which gets rid of this. Has to be in this too, so it gets rid of that. Gets rid of that, so this and that. And it's somehow not possible. So it's not, if you have this one, it's not possible for it to be that one. Can't believe I remembered the start of that deduction. Let's keep it going. So that means the other two would have to be here, if it's this one. Let's work it. One up here, one over here. One here, not here. Not here. Be one of these three. Is this still possible? No, I even missed it. Okay, so sorry, I missed the simplest step. If we put one here, we have two options. Either one of them finds itself up here, which we just ruled out the long way, or two of them find themselves here, which rules it out because of this. So, I'm very excited to announce, everyone, and this might be big, sorry, get rid of it. It's not this one, which means it's not these, which means it is these. Confirmed. Confirmed. Okay, so because it has to be in these two, it's not either of those. I'm elated. It's these two from the column. I'm glowing. It's these two. So. Lock in. One here, one here. We already knew one was down here. Oh, we didn't actually, but that's wrong. Or not wrong, that is excluded. These two are over here. Everyone, prayers. And I've made a mistake. I've made a mistake somewhere along the line. I'm just gonna run through that logic one more time because I did actually really like it. Let's go. That was an attempt. These were attempts. Let's go back to where we know. These were guessing. That had to be a guess. Okay, so for some reason I ruled this one out. Because if it was here and there would be no other options. So that one is incorrect. Let's hop back right here. If it's here, if it is there, and we know one's down here from before, I think, unless that's an incorrect assumption, but all right, so that would mean if there are two here, there can't be two here. That means at least one would have to be up here. And let's run it. Both of them would have to be up here. So not down here. So over here. One would be either of these places, so not there. We know there's one here. This is here, this is here. One's here, one's here. So it's not here. Vertically, it is here. This is if there's one here and one here. Or if there's one here, period. We can get rid of this, we can try this. Yeah, I mean, what's going on here? Was I wrong to rule out this one? Is this the only way? No, I'm not going to go back on that. Either, I'm going to go through the same assumption that we made before, really methodically, and if it results in a contradiction, then I will know that I made a crucial error. That is the assumption here. I think it's been logical up to this point, and so this is the last chance to prove it. Here, we would get rid of these because the 4 in the bottom 2 rows are accounted for. In this section, we know that those are the only options. I'm going to try not to assume anything. One goes here. Just in general, this is the only orientation up here. So we can have 2 up here, but that doesn't work. So one's down here for sure. Okay, let's slow down. Don't panic. That would be blocked off, so these would be right. And yeah, I guess I did make a mistake somewhere along the line. And that's unfortunate. Let's check it. Yeah, we have at least one error. So that's going to be it for this attempt. Very sorry that I thought that my logic was good. Must have missed something. And that's going to be a fail for today. Let's try and get through the clues by Sam real quick. This is a long episode. I'm so sorry. Let's just try it. There are exactly 2 innocents between Alice and Donald. Alice and Donald are here, so Barney is innocent, Chuck is innocent, and that's that clue. There's an odd number of criminals to the right of Julie. There's either 1 or 3. Right? Either 1 or 3. Hilda and Tina. Where's Tina? Well, Hilda and Tina have 2 neighbors. Have only 1 innocent neighbor in common, so that's a pair. Let's look back at this. Odd number of criminals to the right of Julie. It can't be 2 criminals. There's 1 criminal here. Right? 1 criminal there, so K is innocent. Row 4 is the only row with exactly 3 innocents. This has 2 innocents. This would be a 3rd innocent. So Julie is a criminal. There are more innocents in row 1 than in row 3. So that means at least one of Alice and Donald is innocent. Sorry. But they don't have 3 innocents, so they're actually both innocent. Someone stole their research. Wanda has exactly 3 criminal neighbors. Okay. Row 4 has 3 innocents. So either there are no criminals between the two or one criminal, or one criminal between the two. Wanda has 3 criminal neighbors. So actually it is one criminal here. And Vera and Javi are, make sure, criminals. Further, row 4 has 3 innocents. We have 1, 2, and Tina is the 3rd. Research, whatever. Row 3. Oh, yep. More innocents in row 1 than row 3. We're good. Row 4, exactly 3 innocents. Kay has exactly 4 innocent neighbors. Kay has 4, so this is 1, 2. So, alright, so you definitely have 2 here. You may have a 3rd here. So there's either 1 or 2 innocents here. Either 1 or 2 innocents between Erwin, Gary, and Hilda. Oh, sorry, let me take a look at this. Gary has exactly 5 innocent neighbors. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe 5? Hold on. Sorry, Hilda and Tina have 1 innocent neighbor in common. Done. Wanda's got exactly 3 criminal neighbors. Done. So row 4 is the only row with exactly 3 innocents. So that would only be helpful for 2 from now on, because we've discovered that on all the other rows. Kay has exactly 4 innocent neighbors. We have 2 of them accounted for. We have 2 of these 4 are innocent. Two of these 4 are innocent. Think about that. And Gary. Okay. Gary has 5 innocent neighbors. So, because Gary already has 4 of the innocent ones figured out, and the 2 of them, there are 2 more, Gary has to be innocent. Hopefully that made sense. So this is 1, 2, 3, and we don't know the rest. Let's see what we just got. Wanda is one of 7 innocents on the edges. So Wanda is innocent. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we only have 1 more. Tell me more. There's an equal number of criminals in columns C and D. That's not immediately obvious to me what that means. Well, let's take a look. Gary has 5 innocent neighbors. We have 4 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 2 criminals and 1 innocent. If this is the innocent, We have criminal, criminal, criminal. And then what? That's a lot of thinking ahead. Equal number of criminals in columns C and D. All right, let's go through the permutations here. If Max is criminal, then Ike and Zara would be criminal. Is that allowed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I mean, sure, it's allowed. I feel like we're one epiphany away from solving it. K has exactly 4 innocent neighbors. Let's just go back to that. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and then there's 4. So if Max is innocent, we have... okay, let's do this. If Max is innocent, then we have criminal, criminal. So we would need, and this would be a criminal as well. We have 2 criminals, that means we'd have 1 and 1. So if Max is innocent, we'd have 1 innocent, 2 innocents, 3 innocents, 4, 5, 6, 7. And Oscar would be a criminal. If Max was innocent, Oscar would be a criminal. If Max, can we undo? If Max is criminal, sorry, so scary. We have an innocent here. We need, then we have 2 criminals here. So we would need 2 criminals here, and this one would be innocent. We can't have 3 innocent, so this would be criminal. Let's take a count. 1, 2. I thought these were 1 and 1. Call it orange. Right, these were definitely 1 and 1. So if Max is criminal, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Oscar would be a criminal. So Oscar's a criminal either way. Oh my god, what a find. Phil is innocent. Okay, very lucky. Okay, wow, I'm very happy. Very happy. 1, 2, 3. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What did we just get? Oscar. There's an odd number of innocents neighboring Nicole. We have 1, 2. Let's just do a quick count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We only have sorry, what's that, K? Ah, yes. We only have the opportunity for 1 more innocent on the edge. We have 4, 5, 6, and we have 7 in total. Where am I looking? Wanda's one of 7 innocents on the edge. So we have 1 more innocent to play with. And okay, let's say, all right, so let's say Irwin. Not what I wanted to do. Let's say Irwin was the innocent. Then we would need criminal. Not what I meant to do, actually. Sorry. I mean criminal. Criminal. Innocent. Impossible. It's impossible. Because there's equal number of criminals. Irwin is a criminal. Okay. Let's run it back. So K has 4 innocent neighbors. So this is a similar... Oh, we have... Okay. We have two... We have 2... We have 2 criminals in column C, so we need 2 criminals and 1 innocent. And that makes sense. Odd number of innocents neighboring Nicole. We have 2. We have 3. Okay. So we have 3 innocents neighboring Nicole. Currently, Ike is a criminal. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we also... Okay, so it's actually fun. Zara is Max. Hilda is Nicole. So let's look at... K has 4 innocent neighbors. We know that. Odd number of innocents neighboring Nicole. We know that. Equal number. We know that. 1, 2. Wanda. We know that. Gary has exactly 5 innocents neighbors. We know that. Row 4 is the only row. We know that. Okay. Here it is. There's an odd number of innocents neighboring Tina. So either we have 1 and we have 2, 3. Max is innocent. Zara's innocent. Nicole's criminal. And Hilda is criminal. That was a challenging one. Shout out to Bodie. Is it Bodie Z? Bodie Z has been commenting and commented a great suggestion. Bowie Z, rather, my bad. About using the corners to actually just map out which theoretical green or innocents and criminals there are. And that worked wonders today. Very challenging, but we got it done. Anyway, it's getting late here. I really appreciate you coming by. Sorry we didn't solve the stars. Unfortunately, I made an early error and I had spent a little bit too much time to start over. You know, my mind was already locked into believing the assumptions that I had made, and I didn't realize that they were assumptions at the time, and that's just what happens. But anyway, I really appreciate you stopping by. Can't wait to see you tomorrow for the Sundays. That's going to be a challenging day, but we'll figure it out. All right, appreciate you guys. Have a good one. Bye.